of these challenges, was there any surprising challenge or failure that taught you something valuable in this field?
Failure, well, in case of like research in general, as you would know, like challenges are a part of life. Every day you would face a challenge, but then you pick yourself up and dust yourself down, and then you basically, move on to the next one. With this particular thing, I would say so far, no. Why? Because of the fact like our goal is quite clear, and given that right now, what I would say, these are like minor hurdles that we face that we can always like suppose now that I'm focusing on like designing this active chip, what I want to do is like I want to be able to know, okay, where do I place all the heaters at, and then how it is going to contribute to the losses and everything. So to that end, having the experience of learning a simulation software in order for you to have somewhat rough of an idea of how things are going to be. So the biggest challenge would be the fact that, okay, now that I have realized this design and everything, let me fabricate it. But still, once the fabricated design comes back, you never know whether it's gonna work or not, if it is going to, so well, so to that end, I mean, I'm in the process of like the simulation right now, but once the active chip has been fabricated and come back, then maybe at that time I can get back to you and said, oh yeah, I hit my challenge right now because the chips ain't working. But yeah, but you have to basically, think 10 steps ahead. You have to have like 3, 4 designs wherein from your side you have to account for, okay, what could be the possible challenges that I can deal with, and with respect to that, give the wafer runs, and then after that it's Hail Mary. I mean, usually it works out. That's the thing. Like usually it works out is because it's a very standard procedure. So, but given that we are doing this cascaded rings, as you saw in the images I showed, like there are like a number of rings altogether. So those things have I'm making them active has not been realized yet, so that is Pandora's box right now. So that would be quite interesting to see once we get the new chips, and then try to figure out, okay, what we can do with them. I mean, if it works, or if it doesn't work, then what needs to be changed. So yeah.
So shifting the gears of the conversation for a bit, how would you describe the research environment in the Netherlands? Because I've heard that Europe is known for its work-life balance, and that is not something that we see in India. So we would really like to know what the research culture in the Netherlands is like, and how can we compare it to that, which we see in India. And how did the shift affect you, like in a good way or any other bad way or anything like that?
Okay, so thank you for this really lovely question. And I think this is the question that most of the listeners and viewers would be very much interested in. So, one thing that I want to set very clearly, that we are talking about two very different cultures, two very different research cultures as well. So these are the things that we need to keep in mind, because we're first of all we need to accept the fact that we are comparing two countries, one which is already developed and has all the resources and everything, and then one which is in the developing stage, and it is like, we have our own limitations, right? So to that end, research environment definitely varies vastly. Why? Because of first thing is the opportunities here is extremely large compared to what you get in India. The available, like my interaction with like now that I have supervised a bachelor student, a master student, and the exposure that they get at the level of education that they are at, that is vastly ahead of what a bachelor or a master student in India would get. So that is something that we definitely need to basically be able to like close that gap, or be able to come up with. I mean, LabLink Up in itself is doing a really tremendous job in that sense, at least like getting or making people aware of what it is there in the world, right? So that is like one of the things. And then talking about work life balance, as I previously mentioned, these are two different cultures, right? So India is a very fast paced culture where we are literally in the race of going out. Here, given that everything is developed and all, you get leeway to just breathe in a bit. So for me, one of the challenges that I faced when I came here was the fact that, okay, I should not overwork myself. I can actually breathe in. I can actually, like, yeah, I can work at office when I'm at home. I did not have to, get back to work. That's the thing. Because overworking is not appreciated over here, as it shouldn't be. You should only work for what you are paid, and there should not be any additional labor from your side. But having said that, again, it's definitely a difference in like in the working environment and everything as well, because um there are many segues into it, if you like go much into details. But what I can like advise is for all of you to definitely like work hard and like establish like network, because that's the thing, you need network in order to progress in life in general. That's the thing, the better the networking is, the better chances you have to end up in a good place. Yeah.
Thank you so much for that advice. And speaking of advice, our next question is, what advice would you give to early career researchers from India or elsewhere who are exploring specifically this photonics or quantum topics?
Okay, so regarding like photonics in itself is a really thriving field. It has got a lot of application potentials as well as fundamental research. So to that end, I think you should not. So my first of all, my advice would be that do not limit yourself to just research. There are way many opportunities out there, so keep yourself flexible and look at it in this sense, like it's not just a postdoctoral research that you should look into. There are various other opportunities which are waiting for like your skills to be utilized at. But for everything, first of all, you gotta work hard. You have to basically, along with a good research objective and knack, you need to network. Like my literally, I cannot emphasize this enough. The world today, irrespective of how much good of papers you have or whatever you have, they would much rather choose a person that they know, that they have had a conversation with, they have had an impression on, than someone with like the best CV in the world. That is where we are at right now. So I would say, like, try to network as much as possible. Try to just like have a conversation with like whichever conference you go to, and just like hit up an email, because usually like now it's the fact, like, even if you send in emails, you might get a reply or not. That's the thing. And also like utilize platforms such as if you have like Optic. So there's Optega student chapters which give you various different opportunities to get into like laser science programs, go into conferences, and have like do outreach programs and all. So research is not just within the lab, it is like it is everywhere, and you propagate it, sure, but right now you utilize all the sources, like all the resources that you can get. Put your footing there, network as much as you can, and be aware of the existing opportunities. And I think, like, to that end, you guys are already doing a good job, given that you're already communicating with the people who are out there, and you are able to like get the knowledge from them. Now it's all about how well you utilize it and implement it in your own life. So all the best for that. But yeah, I mean, this is the way essentially. Yeah.
Yeah, that is some pretty good and practical advice actually. Because even like in my university, like whoever seniors who I talk to, they all say that you have to network at some point in life. So even like I'm a person who doesn't talk a lot,
Mhm.
and networking for me is a bit difficult. But yeah, I think I'll learn with time, I guess. So yeah,
Yes.
thank you so much for your time, and your words would surely leave a great impact on our listeners. And all the very best for your journey ahead. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you so much, and all the best to you guys as well. I hope you do well and you also end up in a really good country and yeah, pursue whatever you want to pursue in your life with the utmost dedication. And thank you so much for having me. It was an honor and a pleasure to talk with you. And I hope I was able to, give you some instinct about how research work is, life is, and well, a life beyond research as well exists. So keep your minds open and yeah. All the best.